Hey, all right. So, welcome to the very, very, very first episode of the
Hey.
Podcast. Uh, we are going to do a live podcast right here. It's not going to be a normal live where we're going to pay attention to everyone's comments, and it's not, to be offensive to anyone. We're just going to try to have a good conversation. My friend here has a great story that we need to get out there, and we really want other people to hear. So again, if I'm not paying attention to your comments, I am actually probably reading them, but it's no offense. If there happens to be like we have to take a bathroom break or something, then for sure we'll jump into comments and read that stuff. But I want to also introduce you guys. This is my beautiful guest, Ashley_Vibes, aka Ashley Pugh. She first guest on this TicTalks podcast. Her name is Ashley Pugh. She has, again, an amazing story that we really want to get out because it's a blow up to a glow up story. It touched my soul. She is awesome. I watch her TikToks, and one, I'm inspired. Two, it makes me happy every time. She's just amazing. And so Ashley, how do we want to get started? What do you want to, where are we going to get started with, babe?
Well, I think I'm gonna start with everything stems from some sort of childhood trauma. So I'm just gonna touch a little bit on that and like where I started.
All right.
So dive in.
Yeah, let's dive in, honey. Let's go. You got this.
Okay. All right. So when I was 4 years old, my dad passed away in a drunk driving accident, and my mom met my stepdad probably about 6 months after he passed away and remarried and had my little sister. And he was super abusive, just to me and my older sister, who were not biologically his. He never spanked or did anything to my little sister, and she was always super spoiled. So it all stemmed with some child abuse. Like we were yelled at, screamed at, belittled. We were told to go stand in the corner, and we would fall asleep there until morning. We were hit with the belt with the bear buckle on our butts, and I started to hate him. Like I resented him, and he continuously
You
started
should.
to. He would hit my mom. He would come home drunk and beat on her. So by the time I was 13, I started retaliating and like sticking up for her, my older sister, and pushing back, fighting back, hitting him. And it got to the point where I was just sneaking out all the time and not coming home and getting drunk at 14. They always told me if I ever was drinking to call them and they would make sure I was home safe. Well, he drove me down to the police department and I got my first underage drinking at 14. So then I really disliked him a lot. Like he broke my trust, and that I wasn't able to call him. I couldn't trust him. So then we got into a really huge fight when I was 15 years old, and he pushed me through the bathroom window, and then he kicked me out for good. So at 15, I was trying to figure out how to survive, how to make it on my own, and I started stealing. I started little, like stealing bottles of liquor. I'd get 2 bottles of Rumple Mints a night, and that was my babies. Like I was just getting shit faced, so I wouldn't feel anything, and I didn't have to know anything. And then it turned into stealing laptops. This was before the super center, so I just flick out the side door by the magazines. But I was stealing, yeah, the TVs, laptops, whatever I could steal to sell, or I was returning them for Walmart cards and to make money. And I caught my first felony at 17 doing that.
Okay.
Luckily, yeah, it was my first charge. So I got a diversion agreement and was put on probation. Well, then I was just drinking all the time still. So I was getting in trouble with the same people in my hometown. So I decided, like, I got to pack up. I graduated through this. somehow, some way, I was house hopping with people. Still, I was making it to school like barely. My mom was getting
Right.
truancy tickets and yeah, whatever. But I graduated. Like, I think I only graduated because my mom always told me that my only wish from my dad before he passed away was that his girls graduate because he never did. So, like, I pushed through, like, I want to make my dad proud even though he's not here. So then I moved to Blackaver to go live with my grandma. She was kind of helping me through because my mom wasn't. She
Right.
would like sneak up and she actually got me an apartment twice. And I mean, I ruined that within the first month, just got evicted every time. But so I moved down there and within 2 weeks, she punched me in the side of the head because I snuck out. I mean, I was 18, but she still was like, had a close watch on me. So then I moved in with my uncle and that was all bad. He was a super big drug addict, alcoholic, and we would just get fucked up all the time. Um, all the time. That's all we did. Like he was just like, here you go, here. And at that
Yeah.
time I wasn't an addict. Like it was just partying. I drank and just partied on the weekends, like coke, ecstasy, mushrooms, whatever came my way. I was just doing it. So I went through that phase for a
That's
long time.
crazy.
Did not feel. What's that?
I said that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of all a blur. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this happened, this happened. It was a crazy time, and I can't even remember. You know, I would go pass out, get up, and so then I started hanging out with the natives, were like my family to me there. Like they took me in. So that was hardcore partying. You know, just you go to bed and you wake up and you just start partying again. There was a shower. What was that? Like you were just going to keep going.
Right.
So we just party it up and then yeah, I that's like kind of a blur, like that part of my life. So like 18 to 25, that's all it was, drinking PO holds because I was on the probation for the diversion agreement. I made it through that diversion agreement for the felony, but not off probation. Like the probation part of it,
Yeah.
I was PO holds. Thankfully, I had a cool PO, and all it was underage drinkings that I was getting in trouble for. So I sat a lot of PO holds because I was drinking all the time. Um, but now get to when I'm 25, I meet my husband and we have a pretty good relationship. I did not think that I could
Hold
have
on
kids.
1 second. I love this. You're doing amazing. I'm getting a lot of more people in the lives. So again, we're recording a podcast right now. You guys are amazing. Please keep commenting, keep talking to each other. Um, do whatever you want. Please follow her, by the way. We're going to get right back into it. I just had to stop because there are a bunch of new people and I didn't want people to get offended. So please continue. I'm sorry. At 25, you met your husband.
Yeah. I met him. Yeah, he was like messaging me and just like adamant, like, we're going to hang out. I want to be with you. And I was super skeptical about it because I just gotten out of a relationship with this guy that was cheating on me all the time. But I was like, okay, maybe he's a good guy. Moved in with him within 2 weeks and I was pregnant within 3 months. Like first time ever pregnant. I did not think that I could even have babies. So we're like, okay, we're gonna get married.
Yeah.
So we were together for maybe 9 months and we got married and then it was boom, 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 kids. So 3 weeks after my wedding, I found out that he was cheating on me with a girl that was at my wedding. And so like I always said I will never forgive anybody for cheating on me. Like that's something that I can never forgive. But I was like, okay, we're married and we have a baby now. I'm gonna make this work. So
Right.
we worked on things and we made it work. And then I was pregnant with baby number two shortly after my first one. I mean, they're 8, 9, and 10 now, so they were boom, boom, boom. And
Right.
once again, I get a call from somebody that he was sleeping with somebody, so I drive over there and I go catch him. And so like this was nonstop. Like, oh, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. And then I get pregnant with my daughter and find out that he might have the neighbor girl pregnant. So I'm like, for my whole pregnancy with my daughter, I'm sick every day, like literally just physically, mentally sick. Like are my kids going to have a little brother and sister now? And how am I going to deal with this? Like, am I going to be able to accept this other child? So after my daughter was born, I was just done. I was like, I can't do this anymore with you. I don't know what else to do. And I mean, he was a great guy when he was not drinking and he would stay
Right.
home, but he was off drinking. He did not care. He did not have a family then. So then I started sleeping on the couch and he slept in the room and we made it work. Like I would go to work, he would watch the kids, I would come home, he would leave for work, and that's just how our relationship was. And October 24th of 2014, he was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm going to be with somebody else. I don't care. And he just left me stuck with the kids, like, figure it out. And I was like, I had never had a babysitter, no child care for my kids, nothing. So I had to figure that out so I could still work and did that for a couple months. Well, yeah, then he got social services involved because I wouldn't let him take the kids because he didn't have his own place and I didn't know who the girl was that he was seeing. Well, come to find out, the girl he was seeing was the biggest heroin addict in Blackaber. So, unfortunately, 3 months after he left us, he took a fatal shot of heroin and died.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah. So, granted, we were not on good terms. That was still my husband and my children's father. Like, that was a big blow at 29 years old. Um, for
Oh,
the
for
first
sure.
week, I was so lost and depressed and sad. And then my best friend introduced me to meth and was like, just do a little bit. Like, you are so depressed. You need something. You need to like bounce back from this. And I was like, fuck yeah, I do. So snorted it up and I was like, whoa, like I'm not depressed anymore. So that's all it took was like that one time and me not having to feel those feelings.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I don't have a problem. It's not a problem. Well,
Oh man.
it was an ugly time. So within 3 months of me using for the first time, my other friend called social services on me and said that my kids were outside running around in the puddles, had knives in their hands, which they did. I was knotted out because I was up for like 9 days and just passed out. So they gave me an opportunity to be sober and left my kids there. And that was probably about 2 weeks. And social services showed back up at my house and gave me a random drug test. And I thought I was going to be clean or I would not have taken the drug test. And I was not clean. It was dirty. Um, so they came back about an hour later and there was 4 officers, 3 social workers, and I don't even remember who else it was. And they just came in, like, pushed my door open. Like, I said, you can't come in. And they were like, oh, we're coming in. And they took my kids.
That had
So
to be
at that point,
devastating.
yeah, huh?
That had to have been devastating.
Yeah. Oh, so my best friend that gave me the meth, like he started having his brother come over who had just gotten out of prison. And we started playing poker all the time and using together. Well, then he'd get up and start helping me with my kids. So like I fell in love. Like, wow, this guy is stepping up for these 3 kids. And we started dating. So, but he would take off anytime there was a problem. So like Nell dying, he took off. The
Yeah.
kids being taken, he took off for a week. So he would do that all of the time. Oh my God. So yeah, so then my kids are gone and I got a life insurance settlement from my husband's job for $20,000. And I took 3,000 off the top and I got a lawyer to get my kids back. And all I had to do was stay sober for 3 months and maintain employment. And I failed. I failed over and over and over. Like losing my kids was not enough for me. And it's super embarrassing to say that.
No,
Um,
it's addiction. Addiction is crazy. It makes you do crazy things. It's not embarrassing, honey. You're fine. No one knows the glow up yet. So you're fine, sweetheart. Don't be embarrassed. Remember what we talked about earlier. You're giving us the old you. This is that you is dead. That
Yes.
you is never coming back. We have you now. So
Yeah.
don't be embarrassed. We got this, sweetheart. All right.
All right. Okay, so ultimately what it took was hell, complete hell, like me getting sober over, like my sober was like 3 days. That was me getting sober. 3 days, 5 days max, and I would just go right back to it because I'm not going to use this as an excuse, but at the time, this was my excuse to use. Was the social workers would tell me like, if you do this, this, and this, then you'll have your kids back. Well, I felt like they were lying to me and turning my aunt against me, who had my kids. My aunt took on all three of my children. And so I felt like they were playing me against her or telling me, like, if you do this, you'll have more visits. And I mean, I even got into a fight with one of my ladies that did the supervised visits, and I threw her laptop at her, and I ended up going to jail for that. So then I was fighting another charge, and that was another setback. Like, I was just angry outburst because I was using meth. I mean, it totally just takes control of your mind and makes you an angry, evil person and do things to people that you would never do.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that went on for 3 long years of me like getting a house. I would get sober, get a house, like tell the landlords this crazy story about me having these jobs that didn't exist. Just bullshit ass stories. And so then I'd get a house, get evicted within a month, be back out on the streets, and lose everything in my house because I was evicted, and like I wouldn't have no way to haul my stuff. And then the officers would be standing there waiting for me to get my shit out and saying, "I'm like, you're gonna go to jail if you're not out by 9 a.m." So I'd just be leaving my shit, and this was a never ending. At least happened 5 times where I got a house, furnished my house again, and then lost it all over and over and over.
Hey, will you give me
Well,
just one
I
second?
decided like, oh,
There we go. All of a sudden, the audio messed up a little bit.
my audio did.
Yeah, but now we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my son was just trying to call me. Now it's super quiet on my end.
Okay.
In the mix of this, like in the middle of my addiction, I was still at my house that me and my husband had. Like with that life insurance he left, I paid like 6 months rent and just struggled it out.
It's okay.
Um, but so then that's when I was with Leaf. That was the brother to the guy that gave me the meth. He was back for a week, and we were actually sober for a week off of meth. Like I was like, I'm doing this. I can't live like this anymore. And he went to work and didn't come home. Didn't come home. So I was like, screw it. I just had a air mattress in the living room, and I passed out. And I came home and he started screaming at me saying that he knew that I was sneaking guys out the back window because I took the plastic off of it. So he knew that I was, and he came and grabbed me and put me in a chokehold. And like, I've never felt so close to death in my life. Like, I was like, this is it. I'm done. Well, he finally let go, and I was standing on the air mattress in the middle of the living room, and he pulled out a knife out of his pocket. And he was swinging it at me, and I was like, I just gotta go. Like, I gotta bolt for this back door or the side door. And when I tried to go for that door, he caught me across my face and cut me from my ear to my mouth. And I just stood there, like, going back and forth with him over and over. And he's like, I'm already fucked. I gotta kill you now. Like, bitch, you're dead. And he just, like, taunting me for a good 10, 15 minutes. And finally, like, something clicked in his head. And he was like, we got to get glue on your face. We got to get glue on your face. We got to fix this. We got to fix this. So like he went to the back to go to the bathroom towards the back, and I bolted towards the back door, and his dad and brother lived right behind me. We were in a trailer park. And right when I was running back there, his little brother was coming over to bum a cigarette from me. And he just seeing like the blood running down my face, and he's like, let's go. So I got over to his dad's house, and they got me in the house and locked the door and didn't let him in. But by the next day, he was messaging me and telling me how sorry he was and he can't believe that he did that to me. And his mom had passed away. So he said he went down by the river and talked to his mom. And his mom said how bad of a guy he was and like that he needed to fix this. And I believed him. Like,
Yeah.
I was so naive. I just wanted somebody so bad to be there for me. But within a week, I had lost my house. We moved in with his dad behind us. And he went out and got drunk again and came home and I was sleeping. And he beat me in my sleep. I mean, not bad because I'm a fighter. I'll fight back. So as soon as like I felt him punch me in my eye, I got up and I was fighting back. But his dad got up and was standing at the doorway and was just like, "You need to be quiet so somebody doesn't hear you." He didn't say like stop and try and get him off of me. And that's when I knew like I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I got out and I ran into my friend's next door and she called 911. So I mean, obviously there was a warrant for him because he took off running and he got arrested within like a week. And my dumbass took him back again after that and moved to Sparta at that point so that I could get a place and hide him out because everybody knew him in Blackbird.
I said we weren't going to read comments or anything. I just got one that I couldn't pass. I'm sorry. I just got this one that came in. It's so courageous to come on and speak about your past and all your trials and tribulations. This is my input on this. Like that part right there, that was it. I'm adding on to it for me now, but to try to talk about all this shit, you are super courageous. You are so amazing. I just want you to know that I I haven't been reading any. I read all the comments and 100%, 100% of all of my comments have been nothing but positive vibes for you. And just like everyone is feeling like your story, like you are just, I just want you to know, like, I'm sorry I broke that up like in this part, but I wanted you to know that everybody over here on my end, please go follow her, or if you're not following her already, um, and continue on. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to interrupt, but just like I had that comment hit me, and I'm like, God, yes, yes, you are fucking courageous, and it just like I almost brought a tear to my eye, so I had to stop. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. I like that you stop me and say some things too. I feel like I'm just like blah 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 sometimes. There's just so much. But okay, so then that like I got a place in Sparta and hit him out for a while. Well, then we were using meth again. So then he started his crazy schizophrenic stuff. Like he was already like that without the meth, but then you add that. And so he was saying that I was hiding people under the cellar, like had people under there. You could hear him talking and that he was just waiting for him to leave so that they could come upstairs. Just crazy stuff. So he went back to his house and within a day that the cops barricaded it and took him and he went back to prison. So like that for me was supposed to be like me being free and like I thought that I could do this on my own and get clean. But it
Right,
wasn't. So then I started hanging out with my old crew from Sparta back from when I was 17, like ran into him. Oh, I got a job at this factory for like a week and I ran into one of them. And so then they're like, "Oh, do you got anything? Let's go do some." And I was like, "Fuck yeah." So then they started coming over and then they brought friend over and friend. Well, then I ran into this guy named Louis Hernandez. He has passed away now, but we called him Papa. Like he was like
okay,
our protector and like if we needed anything and he was crazy, like he would hurt somebody if they did anything to me. So like in exchange for him like protecting me, he was supposed to be, I was feeding him dope every day because like I was running. I was doing my thing. Um and so I was getting him high for free, just like he'd come over. And then one day I was not able to get him high. And he came back over with a 9 and held it to my head and had his little runner guy with a baton and said that they were going to break my fucking kneecaps. They didn't. I was like, just fucking take me. I don't care. Like at that point, I didn't give a fuck. But
Right.
they didn't. They took my phone, they took my purse, and they went up and trashed my room looking for shit, thought I was lying to them, and they left. And that next morning, the cops came into my house and said that somebody had said that I had a meth lab, which I did not. But they searched my house and found one empty bag of meth under my couch cushion. And that was an automatic PO hold. I was on probation. So, like, before that, I had multiple, like, fraudulent use of a credit card, disorderlies, resisting, just stupid shit piling up. And so that was an automatic PO hold, and my probation officer revocated me, which at that time, I was only on probation for disorderly conduct.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that's 90 days sentence if you get. So, max. So I went to jail thinking, like, oh, I'm just going to get 30 days. And the judge maxed me and was like, no, you need 90 days. Like, it takes 3 months for you to get clean off of meth. Like, you have charges and you are clearly high. So I was pissed. And then at the same time, like, then he maxed me to 90 days, which it's 90 days. And then I had my court hearing for my kids on placement a week later.
No.
And sober up and have a sober mind, because he's like, if I let you out in 30 days, you're going to go right back out there and do the same thing. And I was like, no, I won't. I was so mad at the time. I was like, man, fuck this judge. And like trying to act like I was hard or something. But so then I had my permanency plan for my kids. Like, this has gone on for 3 years now where I haven't had my kids. And he told me at my permanency plan, like, this is your last chance. They are going to be adopted out if you do not get your kids back. Like, you either get out, get your kids, or you're done.
Right.
And that's all for me. Like, I was devastated. I had a social worker who hated me. Well, luckily, I got back to my jail cell, started writing a letter, and I get a packet in the mail from a new social worker that my old social worker had gotten fired. So I had this new social worker, fresh start, right? Like, oh my God, I wrote to her, I wrote to my mom. I was just like, I swear to God, like, I'm going to change my life around. I don't care what I have to do. And I got out of jail and I never looked back. I moved 45 minutes away where I knew nobody. Like, my friend that was working at this bar, and she's like, hey, we need help out here. I was able to get a place. I deleted my Facebook. I deleted every contact in my phone. I even stopped talking to my mom for a solid year because I just felt like I didn't want any distractions. I didn't want he said, she said, they said, this bullshit. Your aunt said this, she did this. I'm like, the only person I need to talk to is the person that has my kids, my social worker, I had parent education I had to go through, like, all of those people. And I worked 7 days a week in between, like, visits with my kids. They were only 2 hours. So I'd go see my kids and I would go to work for 12 hours. And I just started banking money, just watching my account, just like grow, grow, grow. And it became my new addiction.
During the
Like,
time you this when you were still clean, right?
yeah. Yep. So when
Okay.
I got out of jail after that 90 days, I was clean from the time I went to jail, April 3rd, 2017, up until now, present day. But yeah, I stayed clean through all of that. Like, I knew that I had to move away from the environment in order for me to get better. I knew staying in it, I would have wanted to stay in contact with those so-called friends. I would keep running back to them. Like,
Right.
no matter how many times they stole from me, took everything from me, they were still my friends. Like, that's what I thought that I was worthy of as for a friendship, was those type of people. But yeah, when I moved away, I stayed sober. I did everything my social worker told me to. She was like, Ashley, if you just do this, like, make sure you get this class done. And I did everything. And within 6 months of me doing everything, just saving money, getting a place, getting my license back, getting a car, like, so quick, just like boom, boom, boom. She's like, girl, you're going to have your kids back within 3 months. Like, you have these 2 things to do, get them back. I had my kids back from the time I got out of jail within 8 months. And she said, this is unrealistic. Like, it is. Normally it takes at least 2 years to go through all these classes, do all this. And she's like, you've busted ass. Like, I can't even believe how much you've busted ass. And I was like, yeah. So
Yeah, dude. Again, it's the blow up to the glow up, babe. Dude, I love this shit. That's so fucking awesome.
I did it. Yeah. So it was all up from there. Like, so in that time, I was just banking money, just putting it away. And like, I mean, we'd still go do stuff with the kid. I would do stuff with the kids, but I was making good money. I mean, making tips, bartending, plus Social Security because their dad passed away. So everything I was just putting in the bank, and within a year, I had 20 grand saved up to put down to buy a house, and bought my house
Damn.
2 years ago. Yeah, I I did it. That's I don't know. That's the only thing I can tell people is like make something positive your new addiction. Like you're not supposed to replace an addiction with an addiction, but we're all addicted to something, whether it be food, cigarettes, whatever. Just make it a positive. Make something to benefit your life. Like bank money or I mean, go get that degree if you want to do something better for your life. Like my dream right now, I'm currently in school, which I just made the president's list. Um,
Wow, congratulations. That's so
thank you.
awesome. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you. Um, my goal is to work with children with childhood trauma, something in that field so that I can help the problem before it's a problem. Because once people are addicted or so far gone after, like there's so many things that children go through which is not even in their control, but it affects their life later. So
I wish
that's
you
my
could
plan.
see the comments throwing in on my end. Dude, everybody is like, fuck yeah. I mean, like, that's me saying fuck yeah for everybody, but everybody's like, yeah, like, woohoo. Like, dude, I know like, we're friends now, and I am so proud of you, but like, you should see. I want to go back and start fucking screenshotting some of this shit so you can see how many positive comments are coming through for you because you were worried about negativity. And I'm like, no, it's a blow up to a glow up story, honey. So you don't have to be worried. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is amazing.
yeah, thank you. I know it's really condensed and like jumbled together, but there's so much. I mean, I try not to focus on the bad anymore. I'm just like, yeah, I'm living a good life. Like, I just went now and bought my 2019 Lincoln with cash. Like, I have no car payments. I'm good. And I still got money in the bank. So, like, for me, I've never in my life had money in the bank until so I'm grateful for my addiction. I'm grateful for everything I went through because I would not be the person I am today. Like I was never nice or kind or caring or compassionate. My addiction, like going through all of the hell I have, being homeless, like
Right.
literally nowhere to lay my head or didn't know where I was gonna take a shower. And all of those disorderly conducts, like freaking out on people and thinking that they were always the problem. No, it was me. I take responsibility. But now I don't react to anybody's shit. Like if somebody has anything negative to say, even on here, at first I wanted to respond to a comment like, "Who do you think you?" I was like, "Nope, block. I'm not even gonna pay attention to it."
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Positive vibes is all we ever need. Anytime. It doesn't matter. And no, you're right to only focus on the positive stuff. There's no point of ever looking at these negative comments and stuff like that and like taking any of that shit to heart because at the end of the day, I only have to love me. I mean, love
yep,
my kids too, but like at the end of the day, I gotta love me. So fuck what these people, fuck what the haters say. So, um, no, dude, you're just so awesome. I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Uh, I found you on TikTok like over about 2 months ago, and then I followed you right away after one of your videos, and then watched every single one. And everyone just got better and better and better and more positive. You have three absolutely beautiful children who I can't imagine anyone who could be more proud of you than them. Um, and just how amazing you are and how amazing you made the changes that were so hard to do to get to where you are now, and how appreciative they are of you for going again from blow up to glow up. And dude, I cannot tell you how awesome you are. Like everybody just, I mean, everybody in my life is just telling you how much they love you. Like it's fucking awesome. So it's amazing. I hope the comments in your live are doing the same shit,
Oh
because you
yeah.
deserve all of all of the positivity. If you're right in my live right now and you're not friends with her, you make sure you follow her. Dude, jump over to her live and say all the shit that you've been saying in here to her. Make sure she can see it, because this is what it's about. We're doing this to get her story out, get this an amazing recovery story out, right? Like you can recover, you can become a badass motherfucker. It just takes work, and dude, you fucking did it. And oh my goodness, dude, it's so awesome.
It is. It's an awesome feeling over here too. Like I'm always smiling and happy and cheesing, and like I've never been like this before. Now I'm just like my eyes are always squinting. I'm getting these wrinkles here. My mom's like, "That's because you smile all the time. It's okay."
That's good. Hell yeah.
Oh, and about my kids, like when you said that, it makes me think like when I got my car and I was able to drive up to my visit with them, like they were like, "Mom, you got a car," because they knew it was like one step closer to them coming home. Like they knew, and I'm super honest with them. Like they know
Right.
everything. They know how their dad died. They know what happened in my life. They know that I was using drugs and that's why I didn't have them. Like there's no reason to lie to them. Like I don't want them to later on find out the truth and be like, "You're a liar." Nope, I keep it real with them. They're my best friends. I'm with them all the time unless I'm at work. They're my little homies.
That's so awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
just it's so fucking cool. Yeah, your TikToks are so fucking inspirational. I mean, I'm not an addict or anything, but like the way you lift everyone up all the fucking time, like the positivity you throw off is just exactly why TikTok is great, and exactly why we became friends. Like, just you're so fucking cool. I hope you know that. I really just push that. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
So, but anything else you want to add?
No, you can
Um,
ask me anything. If I missed anything in there or something didn't make sense.
no, no, dude. Honestly, like, remember, like we were talking earlier, and you were like, "Man, it might get jumbled and blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "It's all good. If it jumbles up, I'll try to fix it. I'll try to get on there. I didn't have to do any of this shit. Like, you had it down. You did so fucking good. Like, I cannot emphasize that enough. You did amazing, and I'm so glad that we got this story out, and now it's going to be in the ether. And eventually, I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to put this on YouTube and on Stitcher, and try to get this out to as many people as we can, because again, this story is something that maybe someone else needs to hear to get them to the next phase. And it whatever we have to do to do it, and it's all about being positive. And like I said, I told you I'd talk to you afterwards and make sure you're okay with all that. But
Yeah.
but dude, you did so good. I am so proud of this. This being the very first episode of this TicTalks podcast that I'm trying to start. I knew you were going to be the best first guest I could ever have. And again, I am just so fucking proud of you and all the changes you've made. And not giving away your location, but you're also my second favorite Big Ten team ever. I'm a Michigan fan. Wisconsin is my second favorite Big Ten team, and everybody else can go fuck themselves. So, but
Yeah.
so hell yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. We can go ahead and wrap this up. I am just gonna do a quick couple plugs. I do another podcast on Thursday nights. We do it on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, but the YouTube Live is in my bio. It's called Perfectly Misfit. It is my buddy Renee and I. He's an Army veteran just like I am. We serve together. It's a silly podcast. It's not serious like this one right here tonight. Like, it's just silly, but check it out if you want. If not, we are going to continue doing the TikToks every Wednesday around 7 o'clock. Again, thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate you so fucking much for doing this for me.
I fucking appreciate you. Thank you.
You are so awesome. I hope nothing but the best from you. And I know this is not the end of the conversation for us. It's always going to be going on. We have each other's numbers now. We're Facebook friends. We're Instagram friends. Like, this is just the beginning of the beautiful friendship. And I cannot wait to watch you grow more. So again, I hope you have a great night. And I'm going to steal something real quick from my buddy. We are living this life and we are always evolving. And you evolved and you went from just like kind of like a piece of shit to this fucking amazing mom, this amazing human being, and so inspirational to everyone. So again, like I said, 2017 and before you is gone. Never come back. It's dead. Ashley, now that's the new glow up, fucking hell yeah. Like, awesome bitch, like, fuck yeah, Ashley, all right? That's where we're going, all right? So we're going to continue that. And yeah, I really hope you have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and we'll end this now. I can't find a better way to end it. So
thank you.
All right, have a good night.
You too.